Let's change gears for a second and discuss world economics. Is Bangladesh outpacing India as a world economic powerhouse? Let's talk about it. In the fiscal year 2022, Bangladesh's per capita income was $2,824, whereas India's was $2,318. India trailed Bangladesh in per capita income for the first time since 2020. India had a per capita income of $1,929 in that period, compared to Bangladesh's $1,962 figure. In other words, Bangladesh has extended the per capita income difference with India by more than $500 during the past 2 years. However, Bangladesh's per capita income, $558.10, was about double that of India's $1,028.30 in 2007. The GDP per capita of Bangladesh, $2,154.20, surpassed that of India, $2,072.20 in 2019, along with per capita income. Bangladesh, which was formerly ranked among the world's poorest nations before becoming independent in 1971, has surpassed India, the sixth largest economy in the world. Before we continue, please like this video and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on our weekly videos. In addition to outpacing India in economic metrics like GDP and per capita income, Bangladesh has also outpaced India in terms of GDP growth rate. The World Bank estimated that India's GDP growth, which was 8% in 2015, would have decreased by 6.6% in 2020. While this was happening, Bangladesh regularly kept its GDP growth rate between 6 and 7%. Despite falling to 3.4% in 2020, it rose to 6.9% once more in 2021. Aside from economic indicators, Bangladesh has outperformed India in a number of social indices. Bangladesh, for instance, is currently placed 104th with an overall rating of 64 in the UN Sustainable Development Goals Index, whereas India is ranked 121st with a score of 60.32. In Bangladesh, there were 29 infant fatalities per 1,000 live births in 2020, compared to 33 for India. In addition, Bangladesh has a literacy rate of 94.5% among those aged 15 to 24, compared to 91.5% in India. Again, when it comes to education, Bangladeshi women outperform Indian women. In contrast, only 20.3% of women in India are employed, compared to 30.4% of women overall in Bangladesh. In addition, Bangladesh had a 74-year average life expectancy in 2019, which is higher than 60 in India. Moreover, India is ranked 101st, whereas Bangladesh is ranked 7th out of 177 nations in the Global Hunger Index. India is ranked 4th worldwide, and Bangladesh is ranked 2nd after China in terms of RMG exports. In the fiscal year 2021-22, India exported RMG worth $16 billion, whereas Bangladesh exported RMG worth $43 billion. We'll get into RMG in a sec. The Times of India reported that over the past 10 years, Bangladesh's IT export revenues surged from $800 million to $5 billion, which is equal to India's population of $35 billion. However, Bangladesh started its journey in the IT sector considerably later than India. However, how did Bangladesh accomplish such achievements so quickly? And what aspects were crucial to progress? How is Bangladesh outpacing India? A look into concepts of microfinance could help uncover some reasons. Bangladesh was one of the world's poorest nations after gaining independence. Foreign loans and aid for food, clothing, and medical treatment in a war-torn nation were helpful, but they weren't a long-term fix. As a result, numerous businesses began providing minor credit or lending facilities and attempting to help the nation's citizens. Small loans were made available to rural women by microcredit groups for a variety of financial development projects, including starting small businesses and raising animals. These folks were out of the banking system's reach, but financial development initiatives through microcredit improved their overall financial situation. Families engage in more financial activity as a result, and they also spend more on providing their children with a healthy diet and an education. The macro impact of microfinance in Bangladesh, a CGE analysis states that this industry has added between 9 and 12% to the GDP of the entire nation. However, the book Beyond Eliminating Poverty, The Dynamics of Microfinance in Bangladesh claims that during the 20-year period between 1990 and 2010, microcredit activities helped 2.5 million people, or 10% of Bangladesh's rural population, escape poverty. Bangladesh's economy is currently one of the fastest growing ones in the world. Only 20.5% of Bangladesh's overall population, according to the most recent ADB, lived below the national poverty line in 2019. Another aspect influencing Bangladesh's present economic growth is the remittances that its overseas employees send home, because they are one of Bangladesh's major sources of foreign exchange profits. After RMG, remittances make up the second largest portion of the nation's foreign exchange revenues. Due to massive damage to factories, roads, and agricultural land in war-torn, newly independent Bangladesh, there were no employment opportunities. The Middle Eastern oil mines were discovered in the 1970s, which led to a huge need for skilled and unskilled labor. And according to the Bureau of Manpower, Jobs and Training, Bangladesh began exporting workers for international jobs in 1976. Around 6,078 migrant workers were dispatched to Saudi Arabia, the Middle East, and other nations that year. Since that time, Bangladesh has deployed more migrant workers each year. These employees' remittances have improved financial circumstances for their families, which has helped turn around their fortunes. Total remittances received in fiscal year 2021-2022 totaled $22 billion, or 6.2% of the country's GDP, according to Bangladesh Bank. On the other hand, migrant workers in Bangladesh reportedly send at least $40 billion annually, according to a TBS news source. However, about twice as much money, or hundi, came to Bangladesh through unofficial routes or other methods out of this total of $22 billion, which significantly helped the nation's general economic progress. Additionally, 2 million Bangladeshi workers were reportedly residing in 162 nations through both public and private channels, according to a BBC source. The country's RMG, or ready-made garments sector, contributes the most to Bangladesh's foreign exchange earnings. The RMG sector in Bangladesh started in the 1960s, but exports began in the late 1970s. In the early 80s, various foreign companies started setting up RMG factories in Bangladesh. At that time, the government established EPZ for the sector's growth and started providing tax holidays to foreign investors for 10 years. In addition, the number of garment factories in the country is increasing rapidly due to initiatives such as issuing duty-free import licenses for machinery and raw materials import, bonded warehouses, and back-to-back LCs for 100% export-oriented garment facilities. As a result, export earnings from RMG continue to grow each year, and in the early 1990s, the sector started earning 50% of the country's total export earnings. Bangladesh's leather and leather goods sector stands as the second largest export earner. This industry satisfies 10% of global leather demand, with leather products, shoes, and goods contributing significantly to export revenue. In the fiscal year 2020-21, the industry yielded $941.67 million in exports, playing a pivotal role in the country's economy. The government's plan to establish additional leather industry parks in Rajshahi and Chittagong underscores the nation's commitment to this thriving sector, which promises to amplify both employment opportunities and export volumes. Rising per capita income has transformed the consumer electronics landscape in Bangladesh, propelling a market valued at approximately 20,000 Bangladesh crore. Formerly dependent on imports, the nation now boasts domestic brands such as Walton, Marcel, MyOne, and Vision that manufacture a wide variety of home and kitchen appliances, from televisions to mobile phones. This shift has not only curbed import reliance, but also facilitated foreign direct investment, enhancing foreign currency inflow and generating employment. With international brands establishing joint ventures, Bangladesh is gradually becoming a hub for electronics production, fostering both economic growth and technological development. Agriculture remains a pivotal driver of Bangladesh's economic progress, with the country ranking among the top producers of various crops. Achieving food self-sufficiency has been a significant accomplishment, aided by advancements in rice research and cultivation. With a focus on high-yield seed varieties and supportive measures like subsidies and loans, Bangladesh has risen to be the world's third-largest rice producer. Beyond rice, the nation excels in potato and vegetable production, augmenting its agricultural prowess. The cultivation of livestock, poultry, and fish also contributes significantly to food security, fostering a well-rounded self-sufficiency in food production. Bangladesh's impressive economic development owes much to its robust infrastructure projects. Notably, 276 infrastructural endeavors were completed between 2009 and 2018, accompanied by the initiation of 341 new projects. These initiatives have substantially improved communication systems and transportation networks, promoting efficient movement of goods across the country. The Padma Bridge exemplifies this progress, connecting regions and contributing to both local and overall GDP growth. Additionally, power generation capacity has soared, illuminating 100% of the population and fueling industrial expansion. Plans for 100 economic zones across the nation indicate a strategic commitment to sustain this industrial growth. Enhanced internet connectivity has further nurtured IT and e-commerce sectors, fostering digital innovation and expanding economic horizons. In sum, these infrastructural strides are integral to Bangladesh's current economic landscape. As we delved into the factors that have propelled Bangladesh's remarkable economic growth, it becomes evident that a combination of strategic initiatives and concerted efforts across various sectors has led to its ascent. From the microfinance revolution that empowered rural communities to the pivotal role of overseas remittances in bolstering the economy, Bangladesh has harnessed its resources effectively. The exponential growth of the ready-made garments sector and the strides made in electronics, agriculture, and infrastructure development have laid the foundation for sustained progress. This nation, which emerged from challenging beginnings, has showcased resilience, innovation, and a commitment to betterment. Bangladesh's journey from one of the world's poorest countries to a thriving economic powerhouse serves as an inspiring example of what can be achieved through determination and strategic planning. As Bangladesh continues to build upon its successes and expand its horizons, its unique blend of microeconomic initiatives, global engagement, and a forward-looking approach is sure to shape its promising future. Thank you for joining us in exploring this remarkable journey of growth and development. If you found this content valuable, please like this video and subscribe to this channel, as it can go a long way. See you in the next video.